This milk has been sitting in my refrigerator for close to 6 weeks and it is still perfectly safe to consume. That's because this is unpasteurized raw milk, and raw milk will not spoil like conventional milk does. Let me break it down for you. Raw milk is a living superfood very similar to human breast milk. It is packed full of gut-healthy bacteria.
This raw cow's milk might be natural and fresh, but if you drink it, you might end up in hospital. I'm going to show you why by looking at one drop of this milk under the microscope. Raw cow's milk might look like it is filled with nutrients. It contains millions of molecules, good fats and proteins, but there is a problem. This milk contains dangerous bacteria, and to see them, we need to use a phase contrast lens. Yo! You can see them actively swimming around, and if you drink these, oof, you will have like the worst stomach pains ever. Look, if you want to drink milk, the best option is pasteurized milk. Take a look at this sample shown here. Pasteurized milk has been heat treated, so it kills all the nasty bacteria. See? No bacteria present. Fam, look, I really care for you. So be smart, don't drink raw cow's milk.
Did you know that American milk is banned in Canada, the European Union, and many other countries? The reason it's banned is because a lot of American milk has an artificial growth hormone called RBGH or RBST. And the growth hormone was developed by the very wholesome company Monsanto, who also brought us the great products such as Agent Orange, which was a toxic herbicide used for many things but also used in the Vietnam War. PCBs, which we talked about in another video. Polystyrene, which is the main component of styrofoam. DDT, and many other things. I'm going to do a whole another video on this. And the reason they developed the artificial growth hormone is to increase milk production, aka profits. Unfortunately for the cows treated with the growth hormone, they often get mastis, which is an infection of the milk ducts. They're often given antibiotics to treat that, so cows that get the growth hormone often have more antibiotics as well. So what does that mean for the humans who are consuming this milk? It's a fact that milk from cows that are treated with the growth hormone have higher levels of IGF-1, which is a hormone that helps other cells grow. Some studies found a relationship between blood levels of IGF-1 and the development of prostate, breast, colorectal, and other cancers. But supposedly, later studies have failed to confirm these reports and have found weaker relationships. I don't know, that seems a little suspect. This is coming straight from the American Cancer Society's website, but it says some studies have shown that adults who drink milk have about 10% higher levels of IGF-1 in their blood than those who drink little or no milk. It also says that at this time it's not clear that drinking milk produced with or without RBGH treatment increases blood IGF-1 levels into a range that might be a concern regarding cancer risk or other health effects. It's been approved by the FDA since 1993 and they still don't know? Let's take a closer look at how it got approved by the FDA in the first place. Apparently, Monsanto has gotten some help from the FDA over the years, and one example was when this guy, Michael R. Taylor, who used to work for the FDA, was also confirmed representing Monsanto as their lawyer. So the dude was publicly exposed in March 1994 as a former lawyer for the Monsanto Corporation for 7 years. During that time, he helped put together a memo for the company as to whether it would be constitutional for states to make labeling laws concerning RBGH dairy products, and whether they could sue those companies if they did. So get this, before he was caught, he left Monsanto and went back to the FDA, and he was awarded Deputy Commissioner for Policy when RBGH was granted approval by the FDA. Talk about suspect.
You want to grow up big and strong, then buy my mammal udder juice products. They won't actually make you big and strong, but we've been literally saying they'll make your bones stronger for years and no one's questioned it. Yes, in its runny liquid form, this liquid cow teat spray pairs perfectly with everything from your high fructose flakes of corn to your sugary discs of fat, or just by itself. Mmm, so fresh you can still taste the animal milk sack that we squeezed this out of. Yes, this nutrient-rich ooze was meant for another mammal, but we'll tell you it's good for you by showing you that one athlete you like so much and put a glue that looks like milk on her upper lip. Right, athlete?
Do you have this product?
Oh, ho, ho, what a slogan! And all those sugary treats wouldn't taste good without my solidified udder fat. That's right. Most baked items, fried items, or generally cooked items use slabs of the fattiest part of the cow goo. Or sometimes you spread it on top of the baked things once they're done. Either way, we make sure that you're always eating it. Or you can have our aged cow titty goop. Depending on how long we let it get moldy changes what kind of fancy block of solid pus it becomes. And if we can't sell enough of it, we'll sneak the excess into your food without you knowing it. In fact, we made it possible for us to sneak it into a ton of food with some fancy politics. How do you think pizza companies made their crust taste better? It's all thanks to us. That's right. Even if you don't buying my goo, you're buying my goo. But you're probably willingly buying my animal squishy glom because we crammed our utter goo agenda into your food pyramid or plate or whatever nonsense picture you subscribe to tell you how to eat healthy. So you now think that you need this in your diet. Once we've brainwashed you to add my gloopy animal squirts into your diet, we've got you for good. Because these solidified cow nipple drops are physically addictive. That's right. When we mold our cow breast milk into these solid blocks of melty mush, it creates casomorphins, which is an opiate more addictive than morphine, which is good for us, because if you really knew how we treat the cows whose udder drops we steal, you wouldn't buy it. It's horrifying and unhygienic and full of hormones and drugs and literal pus and animal abuse. Or maybe you do know all this, but you're too addicted to my solidified blocks of fresh-squeezed mammal decay. If it makes you feel better to pretend that the milk tastes better when the cows are happier, we'll show you a bunch of cows in a field. But that's unrelated to our actual process. So drink and eat my creamy goo that's shot out of a larger animal's stomach. 'Cause look, it melts, which is somehow an appealing thing for eating. That's right, numb it up. I'm Roger, by the way. But you can call me the milkman.